Yeah.
All right. I think you should find this lesson quite simple because I really nailed this a lot in grade 9. Now it was COVID, so maybe you didn't remember, but I think you will catch on quickly. Okay, we're not going to use technology, so we're not going to use our graphing calculator. Here's what this looks like. There is general form and slope-intercept form. That's all we're doing. I'm not using slope point form. I just find it's one more thing to have to worry about. Okay, so I'm going to ignore the without altering the form. Yes, we're going to alter the form. We're going to make this as quick and easy as we can. All right, if I told you to graph y equals 2x plus 4, could you do it? Huh? Yes? What would you do? Go into the y-intercept, which is at 4. Put a dot on there. Do it right now. Put a dot on it. Pick up your pencil. Do the question. Put a dot on it at 4. And then? Rise 2 over 1. Okay, so 1, 2 over 1, dot. Rise 2 over 1. Do a few of them. Okay. And draw your line.
Wait, did you get the 2 over 1?
Yeah, good question. Think about that for a second.
Oh, you made the 2 over 1.
Yeah, just put the little 2 over 1. It's all right. You got to know. All right. The next one, can you tell what the slope is and what the rise is? No, we can't tell. Can we do a little work and figure it out? Sure, we can. All right. So take your little thing. First thing I want to do is multiply this inside first. So I will write it down here below. So copy, y minus 2 is going to equal 2x plus 2. Agreed? You're good at polynomials now. You know how to multiply those, right? We've been doing it a long time. So I'm just taking the 2 and multiplying it into the brackets. Agreed? Okay, one more step. We want y equals. So get rid of this minus 2 business and add 2 to both sides. So we end up with y equals 2x plus 4. If I told you to graph that, what would it look like? Just like the one we just did. You'd go to 4, and you would go up 2 over 1. I'm at 9. Try again. I'll erase that. 4. Okay, up 2 over 1. All right. Okay, put little arrows on your lines because they do go on forever. We could keep going. Okay, how about the last time? Can you tell what the slope is and what the y-intercept is? No, we need to rearrange it first. So get good at rearranging. We've been doing that a lot. Keep your negative y. What would you have on the other side? Negative 2x minus 4. Now, what about the negative? I can't have a negative in front of the y. Change all your signs, yeah. Yeah, you can. You're dividing by a negative 1 is what you're doing, but dividing by a negative 1 just changes the signs. And guess what we have? 4 up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. So what I want you to see here is that even though the equations kind of look different to start with, they all look different. If you get them to y equals, they're all the same. Okay, so you just rearrange the equation, make it look like y equals, and it's easy. Brooklyn, did you have a question? Huh? Okay, turn the page. All right, so I hope you're good at rearranging because it's going to take a lot of it. There's going to be a lot of it in this deal. It says match the graph to the equation. So what we're going to do, let's quickly match up equation 2. Can you find the answer? Because that one's already in the way I like it. I like it like that, right? Which one of the graphs matches equation 2? What's the first thing you should look for? The y-intercept. That's where Noah's looking. Does anybody else look at the slope first? I mean, you could. I'm looking for a negative slope. So I know it's not B or D. I'm looking at A or C. Agreed? Victor, do you know why? Focus. Pay attention. This is a negative slope here, right? This is negative. Yeah. So it's not this one or this one. Throw those out. Negative slopes are downhill rise, right? Okay, so which one of these?
A.
Yeah, we're going with A because it's crossing at 3. Okay, that was easy. Write it down. This is A. So I'm done with this. I don't need to look at that one anymore. Okay, I'm done with A. All right. The other ones I can't really tell by looking, so let's quickly rearrange. Let's do equation 4 first. 2y is going to equal x plus 6. Agreed? If you leave your y, divide by 2. Then y equals, what's the slope of this equation, by the way? No, it's not 2. 1. Okay, the y-intercept is 3. Good, Danielle. What is the slope? 1/2. Yeah, put 1/2. Make sure if the 2 is on the bottom, the 2 always stays on the bottom. It can't come upstairs. Okay, so this is a positive slope of 1/2, and it crosses the x-axis at 3. You're going with B. Are you sure? Wait. Hold on. B and D both have positive slopes. They both cross at 3. Are you sure?
The slope isn't negative. So
Okay, but look. Up 1/2. Whoa, what just happened? This is up 2/1. So you're right, it is B as in Bob. This is B.
B as in Ben.
Yeah.
B as in Ben.
Bravo, Ben.
Bravo, Ben. Okay, cross it off. We're done with it. I have 2 equations left. Which one do you think would be easier to rearrange? Equation 1 or equation 3?
Equation 1.
Okay, let's go with equation 1. Let's rearrange them. I'm going to keep up. Quick tip for anyone who feels confident at this. You can just kick your y over if you want.
Why?
Okay, now if you're confused at all by this, don't watch. Look away.
Then just move the sign again, right? Oh wait.
I just moved the y. Am I already in y equals? Yes, it is. If that confused you, okay, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to erase that because that's just a quick tip for anyone who feels really confident at their math. If you're not confident, do this. Leave the y where it is. Move the 2x and the 3, right? You with me? Do you understand what I just did? Up here. I subtracted the 2x. I subtracted the 3, correct? And then divide by -1 or just change the signs. So here we go. Now, what is my slope? 2/1. What is my y-intercept? So I'm back with C or D. Which one do you think? D, automatically. It's a positive slope. I don't even have to worry about the y-intercept and what the slope is. It's positive. It's D. Okay, this is D. So the last one is C, okay? If I had to rearrange C, let's just do it once. What would you have to do for question C to rearrange? What would you do first, Ben?
Times the slope like an x plus 1.
Yeah, I have to do this first. So I would end up with y plus 1 is equal to -1/2 x. And then what is a negative times a positive? And 1/2 of 4 is 2, okay? Then subtract your 1. So again, this is a negative slope, crossing at -3, down 1/2. Okay? All right, you got it? What's the key to this lesson? Rearrange. Let's do one with technology. Get out your graphing calculators. What? Yes, quickly.
Could I look at David's?
How about, there's one right here. How about I loan it to you for a second?
Thank you.
Okay, ready? Explain the strategy used to graph with your graphing calculator these linear relations. How would you graph this line right here? The purple line. How would you graph it if we had to explain how to do it?
Times 5 by x minus 2.
Okay, Ben is saying I got to do some algebra before I can type it in. Is that true? Can you type in your calculator what this looks like? Not just this way. You have to do a little work first. So get your pencil out. Let's go. We're going to rearrange the equation. To get y equals. That's what you want to do because you have a calculator that says y equals and then you can type stuff in. You can't type in y plus 8. You can't do that, okay? You have to get it to y equals. All right. No, because I have to do the rest of it. So here we go. if I was going to rearrange this equation here, I would have y plus 8 is equal to negative 5x plus 10. Are you with me on the 10? Everybody knows where the plus 10 came from, Ben? Do you know where it comes from?
Yeah, two negatives.
The negative 5 times the negative 2. You have to go into both, right? This is polynomials, people, chapter 5. One more step, Cece. Yeah, I don't have y equals yet. Yeah, subtract the 8. So y equals negative 5x plus 2. Okay. Grab your graphing calculator and put that in there. Now you've got it to y equals. You can type that in. So in my y equals, I will put minus 5x plus 2. Right? Minus 5x plus 2. Make sure you use this little negative button here. And then hit graph. There it is. It says state an appropriate window to show x and y intercepts. Draw and graph. Okay, I'm gonna hit zoom 6. Yeah, zoom 6 is good. Okay, so when it says state an appropriate window, who remembers how to state the windows? Does anybody remember how to do it? There's a way, there's a format.
Oh, yeah. Then we use like min-max scale.
Yes, min-max scale with square brackets. So here's what I would do. I would put an X up there, and then I would draw a square bracket like that. Do it. Make sure you know. And then you put your minimum, which was negative 10, to my maximum, which was positive 10, and my scale was 1, close bracket. That is just the way it looks on my calculator when I look at the windows.
So
Right.
it's min-max.
The min, the max, the scale. In the same order they come on your windows. Okay, check out my windows here. Look, the min, the max, the scale. It's the same order. Okay, and then so for my y, it would be min, max, scale. Okay, and I should draw that on here. So that was like this, right? Didn't cross right at 0, 0. It was over a little bit. We should do the other one. So let's do the other line, 4x minus y plus 9. Let's do this one.
Take away 4 from both sides.
Okay, so we're going to do the little green guy.
Can you do that?
So, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. I'll do it the old way. I will leave y where it is. So I will leave my negative y, and I will subtract 4x and my 9. You with me on that? And then change the signs. So y equals 4x plus 9.
How'd you get a positive y?
Well, because, Ben, if I leave it alone, if I leave it the way it was to start with, see how there's a negative in front of the y value? So when I say leave y, you have to leave y with its sign. Right? So the y is negative. If you're going to leave the y alone on this side, leave it negative y, subtract your 4x and subtract your 9 so they are gone.
Yeah, but you had a positive y.
Okay, well, so now right now, I've rearranged. Now I need to have y equals. I can't have negative y equals. So you can divide by negative 1 if you want to, but when you divide by negative 1, that just changes your sign. So you have y equals positive 4x plus 9. So there's a little quick tip. If you want to change the sign of the y, you can just change it as long as you change all the signs. Okay? All right, so here's my 4x plus 9. Graph that. So get your calculator out. How about we do it in y2? So in y2, let's go 4x. Hit graph. Goes the other way, positive slope, you're not surprised. Okay, so then it says, now here's what we have to remember. Something like that. It says determine the x and y intercepts of 4x minus y plus 9. Well, you have it now on your calculator, right? How do you find the x and y intercepts? It's going to take you back a little bit. Who remembers? To find the x-intercept, let y equal 0. Where do you put that? In your equation. So go into y equals. Let's get rid of the first one. We don't need it anymore. And let's put y equals 0 there. Because the x-intercept, you let y be 0. Correct? Hit graph. Mine is a blue line going this way and a red line going this way. This horizontal line is your y equals 0. Remember, if you can't see it, you can make your line be a bit bolder, bigger. Do you remember doing that? It's been a long time. And now how do I find that place? Second function, calculate or trace, and then what? Intersection, correct. And hit enter, 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 enter. It says negative 2.25. X equals negative 2.25. All right, how do I find the y-intercept? X is 0. Is there a way for me to type x as 0? How? Trace 0. Enter. Didn't work. Oh, you know why? Because I'm on the other line. Okay, I got to get rid of my y equals line. My y equals 0. Get rid of that one. Okay, now try again. Okay, now trace 0. Enter. 9. Yay. Remember? So that's just a little reminder on how to use your calculator. All right, I think I'm done. Any questions before we start?
Well, we can have a test on like the last unity.
They're both going to be together on the same test, Ben.